So happy you could be with us. I am with Greg Engert, beer director for the Neighborhood Restaurant Group, a food and wine sommelier of the year. The group includes where we are, Church Key. Downstairs is Birch and Barley. In North Bethesda, you have Owen's Ordinary. Greg, it is always good to see you.
You too, bud.
Special week. What do we have on tap?
Well, this week we are just about to jump into the 10th annual DC Beer Week, which is an amazing thing. So for 10 years now, every year in August, we celebrate.
I wish it was every week.
I know, right? We celebrate all the amazing things that go on in DC with craft beer and its environs, and I can't believe it's already been 10 years for this. For the 7th straight year, we, the DC Brewers, of which there are now a dozen different breweries, including brew pubs in the city of Washington, D.C., have come together to produce a very special collaborative brew. This year, it is still under the Solidarity name, but it is a Solidarity Pilsner this year. It was brewed with the Brewers of DC at Atlas Brewing Company, and lucky for everybody, they've actually canned it. So you're going to see cans of this all over town in short supply for the next week for DC Beer Week.
And that's a first.
And that's a first,
Yeah.
yes. In the past, it's always been draft only, really cool, but this year, they did what we've been hoping they'd do for a long time, and they actually canned some of it. And they couldn't have picked a better beer to can. It's a Pilsner. It's summer in DC. It's hot, and let's give it a taste. Crisp, light, refreshing, soft German Pilsner. You know,
I like it.
very, very Moorish. You just keep going on it. About 5% alcohol. And this beer was brewed, like I said, at Atlas Brewing Company. They had some malt, some Canadian Pils malt that was donated from Country Malt. The yeast came from Jasper Yeast locally as well, all coming together for this cause. They hop it with 2 German varietals, so mostly whole melon, which is a German varietal that's got a little bit more of like a strawberry melon character to it, still very herbal, a little bit peppery and spicy, and then Hallertau Blanc, which is a white wine, passion fruit, pineapple kind of German varietal, very lightly dry hop. So the hop character here is integrated rather than being overwhelming, and the bitterness is just very nice and light, crisp. I think it's a beer that's going to appeal to a lot of different drinkers.
That's very cool, and it must be fun for all the brewers to get together and do this. I would hope it's fun.
Oh yeah,
Squabbling.
No, that it's definitely a day that they look forward to. Unfortunately, with the amount of growth that we've seen among the DC Brewers this year, it's a different amalgam that can get together every year, because some people are just like going crazy with expansions or things like that, and so it can be tough. But always a fun time and a delicious beer.
What are some highlights that stick out in your mind for the next few days for the 10th annual DC Beer Week?
One of the cooler events is taking place next Wednesday at Right Proper's production facility up in Brookland, and it has to do with this beer. So what they did with this beer is they gave this beer out to a bunch of local homebrewers and challenged them to produce their version of this beer, and they're doing a homebrew competition at Right Proper Brookland next Wednesday, August 22nd, and to see who gets crowned the winner of the local homebrewers, to kind of pay homage to this Solidarity Pilsner. That's a really cool thing. I think they're doing the first ever Lagerfest at City Winery up in Ivy City. Really beautiful event space. Really great people running the show over there. That's on Sunday, August 19th. That's the kickoff. Tickets are still available. And if you head out there, there's going to be I think 30 different local breweries, including the DC Brewers, pouring lagers. And that's it. Just great lagers all day. Really cool. And then I'd be remiss not mentioning one of our great events for the 5th straight year, I believe. We are doing a 100% tap takeover of DC brews here at Church Key, Tuesday, August 21st. You will have 50 DC brewed beers on draft, 5 DC brewed casks on hand pump from the likes of Blue Jacket, DC Brow, Atlas, Right Proper, Hellbender, 3 Stars, and District Chop House.
What would you pair this with?
So this beer, we always, every time we bring a Pilsner out, we're like, what don't you pair this with? I like this Pilsner. It's a German style Pilsner, so it's crisp, it's dry, but the hop character is a little bit restrained, so it's not overwhelming. I think it's summertime. We still have great fresh tomatoes out there. Doing this with like just a fresh caprese salad or a bruschetta, gazpacho. I think the hop bitterness is not going to overwhelm. A little bit of sweet and spice is going to go really nicely with the fresh tomatoes, heirlooms if you can get them. Anything salty, whether it's raw seafood or cooked seafood, anything hammy. So like a grilled ham and Gruyere cheese sandwich or a croque madame would be amazing with this. BLTs, chicken wings at the bar. And then I also love this just with like a really simple piece of grilled salmon or tuna, something like that.
Excellent. Well, happy DC Beer Week, everyone. Greg, thank you as always.
Thank you.
Everyone, please always do drink responsibly and be sure to bring your thirst next time for another Beer of the Week.